$1 billion. That's billion with a B. I'm Amy, and tonight's Live Around 5 is about how failure is often what we have to experience before we end up succeeding. Now, we've talked about this hypothetically a lot, and I've shared with you that I failed 6 ways to Sunday, right? I have gotten knocked down more times than I can count, but I always get back up, and you can too. This is one of my favorite stories of how what felt like a failure actually ended up being a wild success. So, cut to about the 1940s. You've got some folks that are being asked to make textured wallpaper, and they come up with a material that we know today as bubble wrap. They go to put the wallpaper on the wall and they go, yeah, no, that is not what we meant by textured wallpaper. These two guys, and I think you pronounce one of their names Chavez, or I'm going to say it wrong, but it's Chavannes maybe, and Fielding. And they were like, well, what do we do now? We've invested all of our resources. We've created this thing that's kind of cool. And the people who wanted it, it's not going to work. To be textured wallpaper, it's too much, right? Well, they went back to the drawing board and they thought, what could this work as? And of course, I'm oversimplifying this tremendously. But basically, when their product failed, they thought, well, what else could we do with the product? And they realized very quickly that it was great in packaging things and cushioning things. And the first industry to really partner with them was the computer industry, who was trying to figure out how do we send, things that have to be protected, right? Think about it. There was a time in our history where bubble wrap did not exist. And today, that same type of bubble wrap has been used now by us. They began to make those bubble mailers. That was a harder material, almost like a light cardboard material on the outside and bubble wrapped on the inside where we could buy them. And they contribute to the $17 trillion shipping industry that exists today. And their company is worth $10 billion. So what I want you to think about when you hear this story is what you might be missing in your life right now. First of all, these two guys were not afraid to start, right? They were challenged with making textured wallpaper, which was clearly not everywhere because they were like, how do we even do this? They could have just not even started. Have you ever done that? That you're like, I really want to start my own business from home, but what are my friends going to say? What if I fail? I don't even know what I would do, right? Have you ever failed at a health goal, for example? Like, I am absolutely getting in shape this year. No matter what happens, I'm getting in shape. But before I get in shape, I'm not going to get in shape, right? You always second guess yourself. And if it's something important enough, like these two gentlemen were working on, I'm going to encourage you to think of them and think, I have got to go for it, because you never know what's possible. Now, let's say that after they presented their textured wallpaper that was not liked at all, they went, well, I guess we failed. I don't even know what anybody would want this for. They would have missed out on a $10 billion opportunity. How wild is that? And they changed all of our lives, right? We don't even think twice now. In almost every Young Living shipment I get, in almost every shipment I get, period, and I'm getting shipments all the time, right? We all shop online a lot. There's often bubble wrap in there. And we have these two guys to thank for it. Somebody had to be the first. And so what I want you to think about is the power of that pivot. I want you to take what you might see as lemons and think of how you could make them into lemonade. And I want to encourage you to know that you are not alone, that failing is in fact simply part of learning, that it's normal. And that if you're not good at something when you first start, that's probably like everybody else. It can feel kind of yucky though, right? I'm sure they weren't dancing in the streets when their product was given the thumbs down, but the power is in the pivot. It is so powerful to say, okay, well, what do I do next? This is just part of my journey. And when you're manifesting and believing and you have a vision of success, that is the key, because no matter what's happening, you've got to be moving forward. Now, did they sit and think for 3 years? No. Did they try the same system for 2 years when none of it was working? No, they pivoted. So I also want you to put a timeline and an assessment on your efforts, right? I've recently been working to build my Young Living business up because I never invested the time I wanted to in it. It's my total lifestyle and I love it. But I'm telling you, once I started investing the time in it and I tweaked my approach and I got some training from people who have made it all the way to Royal Crown Diamond, which is the top, I'm starting to see momentum. I'm educating myself. I'm learning new skills every day. And so can you. Have I already built 2 six-figure businesses? Yeah, but that's not where I want to stop. I want to keep growing and I want to keep learning. As you know, our goal is to scale so all of our businesses are producing 7 figures a year. And that's a big jump, but it's one I am highly confident that no matter how long it takes and no matter what the path is, I'm willing to pivot. So what I want to check in with you about today is, are you willing to pivot when it comes to your health goals? How is your journey there? How is your brain fog? How is your energy? How is your lethargy? Do your rings fit with no problem? Are your shoes super tight at the end of the day? Do you feel like you sleep, but you never have energy? Are you not sure what to eat to be healthy? Then I'm going to invite you to pivot and join me in the 14-day reset. September 11th is when we start the next reset. All you need is the one supplement that helps you get through it all. I can give you the link to get that. And the rest, the coaching, the printouts, the education from nutritionists, the education from physical therapists, and an entire community is there for you. And of course, I am. This is going to be a special reset for me because it starts on my birthday and I am doubling down. I am so excited. I feel better than I have ever felt. And I've got hundreds of testimonials from all the participants if you'd like to see those. But no matter what you do, if you're not feeling like you're getting where you want to go with your health, let's change that. Take the initiative, pivot away from what's not working, and let's find out what can support you. And then, of course, I would always invite you to come to our local event. If you're feeling like you're always sick or your household is always sick, right? The minute back to school starts, it's just a question of time. And you would love to be able to focus on your work or your health, but there's always somebody sick in your house, right? And the minute one person gets sick, you know it's just a matter of time before all the dominoes fall. We don't live that way anymore. We haven't lived that way since 2017. And we can show you the ropes. We can show you all the things that we do to keep ourselves healthy and happy. And let me give you a tip. It's not about eating all organic food. My diet is not the perfect diet. My walking and exercising is not the perfect walking and exercises. It's all marginal, right? It's all learning and getting more tools and getting better. Anybody can do this system. This get well regimen, you would say, protocol that we have. We're going to have this event where you can come and you can make everything yourself with our guidance, so you will always know how to replicate it. And it's only $10. Isn't that cool? So I put the link here for you too. You don't already have to be a member. You don't have to order anything. You don't have to know a single thing about essential oils or Young Living or staying healthy. We're just sharing what works for us because we have pivoted. I used to spend weeks every year sick, at least one bronchitis, at least one stomach bug, migraines every single month, and those are gone. I have had 0 sick days since I started in 2017. And that's the lifestyle I want to give you too. So let's all be like these 2 smart guys that took what looked like a failed wallpaper experiment and ended up being a $10 billion business, because that's what I want for you. I want your health, your business, your family, and your happiness to all be set. I can't wait to see you back here tomorrow, live around 5. We call this Little Friday. We're almost to the end of the week, and I hope you have an amazing night. Take care, everybody.